Is it worth being a good guy? I'm simply asking these questions because in the past couple of weeks or past couple of months, I've seen so many videos on TikTok where there is a bunch of women who claim that they are divorcing their husband or they are divorcing the good guy. And I'm wondering, if you're divorcing the good guy and we have a whole bunch of single women who claims they're looking for a good guy, but yeah, you have a good guy and you're divorcing the good guy. So I'm wondering, is it worth being a good guy? Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of 2.0. I'm so happy you can join us for another episode. Thank you very much for tuning in week after week to check out our stuff here on 2.0. I appreciate it. If you're a newcomer, you're just strolling by and you happen to see one of our videos and you checking it out to see what we're all about, I appreciate it. I would love to extend the invitation to you right now to go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so that every time we drop an episode, you, my friend, will be notified so you can come back and check it out. And if you're a returning member of the 2.0 family, again, we are so thankful and we thank you for tuning in. So today we are talking about, is it worth being a good guy, right? As I said, there are so many videos that I've come across on TikTok where women are telling people that they are leaving their good guy. And they're going as far as telling others or encouraging others, listen, if you feel like you're in a relationship with a good guy, with a good man, it's okay to leave the good man. Don't feel bad about it. And there was one particular person who goes as far as saying they're going to write a book with the instructions telling other women how to leave a good guy, how to leave a good man. Now, listen, I know there are crazy people out there. I know there are guys out there who are doing all kinds of crazy stuff, right? And, the women are divorcing them. And I understand that. I get it. All right. Me, for instance, I'm not a supporter of divorce. I don't believe in divorce, but I understand there are situations that calls for divorce, and I get it. I'm okay with that. But it's just for the other stuff where people are just like, picking up and just divorcing their spouse for no reason. And you're claiming the person is a good guy. All right. So before you start, coming for me, right? Now you're going to tell me, well, why don't you define a good guy? But let me tell you this. I don't think I need to define what a good guy is, because I'm not the one who's calling the person that they're divorcing a good guy, right? They are the one who's calling that person a good guy. So that means by their definition of a good guy, their husband meets the qualification of a good guy. So that's why they are telling that person he is a good guy. He's defined as a good guy. So I'm only going by what you say, because in your acknowledgement, you're acknowledging that your spouse is a good guy, but yet you're deciding to leave the person. It's crazy. But anyways, so this topic is such a great topic that I feel like I wouldn't be able to tackle it myself. So I needed to bring in a professional to help talk about this. So that's why I am happy to bring in my co-host for today. She's a relationship coach straight out of Florida. She herself has been married for 16 years. She's been married to a great guy, a good guy. She's not looking to leave him. She want to keep him. So she's been married to a great guy. They have a couple of kids together. And as I said, she's a relationship coach. She's been coaching singles and couples and, all sorts of things for the past couple 8 years. And I believe she puts together events for single people to meet one another and all that. So she's very well versed in this realm of relationship. So it is my pleasure to introduce our dear friend, our new friend, Coach Juju, straight from Florida. So, hey, Coach Juju, welcome to 2.0. I'm so happy you can join us this evening. I'm so happy you've decided to do the show with me today. So I appreciate it. So why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. I am a certified relationship coach and life coach for about 9 years now. I'm married, so I know a lot of people are like, well, how are you doing this? You're not. I'm happily, peacefully married. 'Cause you got to put that in there because there's a bitter woman up here giving relationship, advice. I have 3 children. I host events for singles to meet other singles. I hold panels with different, depending on your status, like in life, like whether you're married, divorced, everyone can get something from these panels. Have real conversations, have tough conversations, and I often say what people don't want to hear. Um, some would probably say I'm a pick me, but or let me not say some women, I would say, but it's because a lot of them don't like accountability. But we'll get into that. But my job is I teach women and men how to date effectively. Because a lot of people I learn don't know how to date, which is pretty fun to see, and help people see the patterns in their dating like track and why they haven't been married yet, or if they have been married, why it wasn't successful and things of that nature. So yeah, that's a little bit about me.
So let me ask you this question. So for the women that are, leaving the good guy, do you think like boredom has a lot to do with it?
Yeah, we want to know why, especially
Mm,
when you're a woman that is used to chaos.
yeah.
A peaceful good guy is could be deemed as boring, but
Hmm.
not in the sense of, oh, you don't do things with him, but in the sense of there's no drama. I'm not fighting his baby mama. I ain't got to. They don't, and you know what? They not only maybe because they are used to it or they've
Hmm.
had it in their previous relationships, but they're going on social media. When I go down my timeline, and thank God I changed my algorithm has changed. Thank you,
Yeah.
Jesus. But
Yeah.
every video was a woman talking about a man ain't ish. I don't want to hear that.
Right. Right.
Like,
Yep.
when did it become to a point where we don't need men? Oh, men ain't, like, you don't need no man. Yes, I want and need.
Mm.
I want and need. Like, and when I say that, people are like, oh, you just know. Like, when did it become that? A lot of times because they are used to drama in their
Yeah.
previous relationships, or they're basing it on what they hear out there. It's not their own thoughts. Like, it's not
Right.
them.
Right.
They're easily influenced. That's the best way to describe it.
Yeah, and again, like we said, it's all the impact of social media, right? Because sometimes you've been in a situation and you are happy, but
Hmm.
it's not until somebody gets on TikTok and they start complaining about theirs, and then you start comparing it to yours, and you're like, oh, you know
Yo,
what?
that Jay, I really literally just made a video about this. I post more of my relationship stuff on my Instagram. I
Okay.
literally just made a video about this like a couple of days ago.
Hmm.
If we could just disconnect from what we've seen on social media, I
Yeah.
promise our lives are thriving.
Yeah.
People think that they have a bad life because they don't have the latest car. They don't have. You don't need it. Nothing's wrong with your car.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with your car. At what
Hmm.
point do you say, you know what? I've reached the finish line. No more racing.
Yeah.
Because who are you competing with? No one's paying attention to you.
Right.
You know.
That's crazy. Yeah, I mean, one question for you, like, what do you think is the influence of friends on certain relationships? Because, like you said, there was one point you raised, and I thought it was very, very important. You said when there is a problem, go to your husband or go to your wife and talk to your wife about it, and not talk about it to your friends,
Correct.
because you may have friends even if they're family, and you think these people are there to support you. You think
Mm-mm.
they're there to cheer, to cheer for you,
Mhm.
but sometimes there's like some underlying jealousy that is happening,
I agree.
and is you don't always see it. So can you talk about that a little bit based on your experience?
Definitely. Um, like for me, I could only speak. I mean, I could speak for other people's experience too, but let's speak for mine for a moment.
Hmm.
For me, if I'm having an issue with my husband, I don't tell my family. I actually go to his dad. Believe it or not,
Nice.
I go to his dad because not only does he still honor his father,
Hmm.
one, two, his dad and his mom, they're still together. His dad is a stand-up guy. Like a lot of my husband ways is from his dad. The way he is as a husband is
Hmm.
because of his dad. And so when he's
Nice.
messing up, I call his daddy on him. And I don't play that. His
Not
dad
you
is not
snitching on the guy.
snitch. I snitch. But for the most part, I've never had to call a friend and say, hey, this is what, never.
Hmm.
I've never called a friend. And the thing is, I have healthy friendships. Like I have friends that are married, I have friends that are single, but
Yeah.
all of them respect my marriage. I've never had a friend that tried to, nothing ever crazy or anything like that. But
Right.
I either go to, I'm a woman of faith. So if I'm not going to my father-in-law, I'm praying about it.
Nice.
I'm always praying about it regardless, but I'll go to my father-in-law if it's something that I need urgent. But for the most part, like when it comes to certain things, I want my husband to change, and that, of course, that takes time. Change takes time. A lot of people don't understand that, so that's why I'm saying it that way.
Yeah, yeah,
I go to God about it,
yeah.
and a lot of times God's like, let me work on him. Like, God, change these things about him. Change him from the inside out. Like, I go into prayer for my husband. But I know, like, most people will run to their friends. Like, no, I don't need to do that. Because if I'm not going to God, I'm not going to my father-in-law, the next person for me to go to is my husband.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
only he can change it. What is my friend going to tell me that I haven't thought of already for the most part? Right?
Yep.
And who knows my husband better than I do?
Nobody else. Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing too, right? Because I've always thought about this. A little background on me. I was married for 16 years as well.
Whoa.
I've been divorced for about 3.5 years now.
Wow.
But
That.
no, it's all right. But yeah, so that is the key, right? Because like, who else is who's gonna know your husband better than you? So now you're gonna go to somebody, to a stranger, or even if
Correct.
it's not a stranger or it's a friend. So now you're gonna allow the friend to define the husband that you've been living with
Mhm.
for about 10 years or for about 15 years,
Yes.
or you're gonna allow your friend to define the wife or the woman that you've been with for about 15, 20 years.
And then that friend is gonna judge. That friend is if she's happily married and stuff like that, she'll understand.
Yeah.
But if she's not happily married,
Mm-hmm.
or she's not in a committed relationship, or
Yeah.
she's single, she won't get it.
No.
You have to be in those shoes to understand. That's
Right.
just really what it is. That's really what
Yeah.
it is.
And the other thing too is, like, that's a good point, right? If the person is not in a happy or healthy relationship, they're not going to get it.
No.
And the other thing too is, if the person don't value marriage the same way that you value it,
That's
they're not going to get it.
That's very big. And that's why you
Yeah.
have to have these. This is why I teach people how to date, and you have to have these uncomfortable conversations.
Right.
And so much people are worried about the intimacy, the sex. It's not even intimacy, it's lust. Let's call it what it is. But
Right.
people are so worried about that they're not asking these questions. Because trust me, I've coached a couple before.
Yeah.
And why he didn't know that she didn't want children.
Mm.
Mind you, they're married already. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That's
And I'm
conversation
like,
from
hold
like the
up.
dating stage.
Yeah, like what were you guys talking about when you guys were dating? Like what were you guys doing? You'll be surprised that people don't know what questions to ask. They don't know what kind of conversation they should be having while
Yeah.
dating. It's
Right.
scary,
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
you know?
And yeah, and to go back to what I was saying about not if they don't value marriage the same way
Yeah.
you do, because sometimes there are people who may think like, you know what, any little issue that happens in the relationship, I'm out, right? So if that's the kind of person you're relying on for, advice, you're relying on whenever you have issues,
Forget about it.
what do you think they're going to tell you?
Yeah, that's true.
What do you think they're going to tell you? You think they're going to tell you to stick it out? You think they're going to tell you to go on your knees and pray?
That's true.
No, they're going to tell you, girl, life is short.
They love using that one.
Absolutely. You're going to tell you life is short, girl. You know how many options are out there, how much options out there. You don't need to put up with that. So I think not realizing that is what's causing a lot of friction in a relationship. And, we end up getting burned down and we're like, you know what, forget it. I'm throwing in the towel and I'm out.
But you know what? At the end of the day, JR, is what we allow.
Absolutely.
It's what we allow. And it's like, if you want to make it work, like for instance, if I see my friend Brenda in and out of relationships, can't keep no man, and I'm sorry to say this, but I keep it 100. Have all different baby daddies. What advice are you going to give me? I'm sorry. If you feel like like seriously, like I'm sorry, I have to speak, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying these women can't have good advice. It's not what I'm saying.
No.
I'm just saying you can't even keep a man. What advice could you give me about keeping a man?
Right. Especially, if you're married and they're not. If you've been married for multiple years, 5, 10, 15 years, and they got multiple baby daddies, and those are the people that you're turning
That's what you're
for advice.
Are you trying to be like her? Are you trying to take a page out of her book? That's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Yeah.
But let me ask you another question. Do you think people have lost the definition of marriage nowadays?
Yes. I I always ask people, especially the ones that don't believe in God. Like again, I'm a woman of faith, so I'm always bring up God.
Hmm.
When I ask them about marriage, like, why do you want to get married? And they explain. I'm like, okay, you believe in God? Oh, no, not really. I'm like, okay. And like, I don't push what I believe in, not anyone.
On them. Yeah.
But
Hmm.
I always ask them, well, why do you want to get married?
Right.
Then when they tell me, I'm like, you know what? You don't believe in God, but that's where marriage derives from. That's where it comes from.
Yeah. It's
And then,
originated from God. Yeah.
and
Hmm.
so when they hear that, they're looking at you puzzled. I'm like, but you just told me you wanted to be married. Like, if you're gonna do something, at least understand where it comes from.
Right. Exactly.
Because that's supposed to be, but that's the thing. A lot of people have removed God out the equation completely.
Hmm.
And that's why these marriages are not lasting. Think about it. You have a microwave, right? And you don't know how to work the microwave. Aren't you going to go grab the manual?
Of course.
That is the manual of marriage.
That's it.
Whether
Absolutely.
we, listen, marriage made me realize who God truly is. Listen, I'm serious. Like, marriage made me realize who God, and I watched God change things, not only in my husband, but with
Hmm.
me in real time.
Right.
Like, wow.
Yep.
Marriage is supposed to be a great thing. It's supposed to be, because we're not supposed to be by ourselves. God did
Hmm.
not create us to be by ourselves. That's why he created freaking Eve from Adam's, you know what I'm saying? Rib.
Right.
There's a
Yeah.
reason why he did what he did. He didn't, everything God did was for a reason.
Yeah.
Thing is, we're removing the actual, like you said, the originator from the concept. Like, it makes no sense.
Yeah.
So how do you think it's gonna work? How am I gonna work this microwave? I don't know how to, I don't understand the manual, or I'm not even trying to look at the manual. It's not gonna
Yeah.
work.
Not at all. Not at all. And to your point, like I said, they've lost the definition of marriage. I was talking to a guy a couple of months ago, and he said something that was powerful. He said
Mm.
when it comes to his marriage, he just, him and his wife have came to the agreement that it's not that they're in a marriage. Of course, they are married, but to them, they look at it as they are on an assignment from God, and the
Wow, that's
assignment
deep.
is yeah. And the assignment is they have those kids that God has been getting, has given them. And
Correct.
their assignment is to raise the kids together in
Yep.
Christian values, to be respectable human beings, to be,
Love.
contributing citizens to, to society, so I thought that was, wow, that was,
I love
that was a
that.
great approach, right?
And that keeps your marriage, believe it or not,
Abs-
marriage going.
Absolutely.
When you both have that mindset, right?
Yeah, yeah. Because with that mindset, it's no longer about, well, I'm not happy today, so I'm going to call it quit. I'm out. But no, it's not about your happiness. You are on an assignment.
But you won't quit your job when you're not happy.
You exactly,
You know what I'm saying?
Ex-
Like, what you doing? Like, y'all pick
ex-
and choose. Like, it's not,
exactly.
no, we have
Yes.
seasons where you're not and it's sometimes the lack of happiness has nothing to do with your spouse. It has to do with you.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And what we're forgetting is that it's like marriage, it's like you're sacrificing your happiness for your husband's happiness.
On
And
a
your
daily.
husband, yeah, and your husband is sacrificing his happiness for
For
your
your,
happiness on a
yes.
daily basis. So
That'll
that
be,
way, if we have that in mind, so I'm
yes.
always going to try to make you happy and you're always going to try to make me happy.
We're always trying to outdo each other. That's a lot.
Exactly. That's what it comes down to. And
Yeah.
a lot of people have lost that that drive, and they're like, well, I'm not here for him, I'm not making sacrifices, it's not worth it. So I'm like, oh yeah, that's why you're
Do you
probably
guys
on your
even like?
third marriage now.
I've had couples and I have asked them, like, do you guys even like each other? Let's not talk about love. Do y'all like each other? Because
Yeah.
you know what people don't understand is a big difference.
Hmm.
There is a big difference. Like, there's times where you don't like your spouse, but you love them. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
most people I notice, they get married, JR, they're not friends,
No.
but they're husband and wife. How?
Hmm.
How did you
Yeah.
guys get to the boyfriend and girlfriend stage, to get to the fiance stage, to get to the husband and wife stage? How did you get there?
Yeah, especially if it wasn't arranged, it wasn't an arranged marriage,
You
right?
see what I'm saying? But I'm telling you, a lot of it is based on lust.
Yeah.
All they have, the foundation of their relationship is sex, and it's like, I always tell people, like, sex is not going nowhere. It really isn't.
Hmm.
But it will definitely cloud your judgment, and that goes for boy and girl, not just women.
Yeah,
It will
absolutely.
cloud your judgment when it comes down to the decision factor. Like, is this person someone I want to see myself with for the rest of my life?
Got it. Yeah,
You
I
know?
agree. I agree. Circling back to the title of the episode, is it worth being a good man?
Mhm.
You made a very powerful point when you said, being a good man is not about being a good man for somebody or to somebody, but it's about being a good man to yourself, right?
Correct.
So with the drove that we are seeing now, where women are encouraging one another to, well, you know what, if something is missing, it's almost like if you have a list of 10 things that you're looking for and you have 9 things on the list that's checked out, they're willing to walk away to go find that one thing that's missing from the
Stupid.
list, right?
It's
So
just
now,
stupidity.
right. So for guys that are watching this behavior and they're thinking, they're like, what? You know what? So be it. Let me just go out there and do me, or do whatever, right? Because and here's the conflicting part, right? There are a lot of single women out there that's saying they're looking for a good guy, but you also have a drove of women who are leaving the good guy. I don't know what it is that they expect them to find when they leave the good guy, right? So now, what is the guy to do who find themselves in that position?
Um, I think they need to see it for what it is and not try, just like with a woman, right? When you see a
Mhm.
man for what they are, believe it the first time.
Mhm.
Like, don't try to change them to, because yeah, you're in love or whatever you want to call it. So you're trying to like talk the person out of
Yeah.
what their thoughts are. No, let them be delusional, because at the end of the day,
Mhm.
they could never really fully be the person that you want them to be in a relationship anyways, because they think
Mhm.
something else out there that's better.
Yeah.
And that's the issue that these women are having. But let me tell you, it's a lot of, it's these feminist women that are doing these things, to be honest. Like,
Mm.
I like being dependent on my husband. I don't mind it. Oh girl,
Gotcha.
well, wait till what he cheats on you. And like, why is that the first thing that goes to your mind? Like, I don't think women know, and I'm specifically speaking to Black women right now.
Okay.
I don't think they understand not everyone goes through struggle love. I've
Mhm.
never experienced struggle love with my husband. Never.
Nice.
From the
Nice.
beginning, we've had a great friendship, and
Mhm.
it spiraled to us dating. Mind you, we did it very old fashioned. He asked my parents if he can date me. It
Oh
wasn't just like,
wow.
yeah, it wasn't like he just met me down the street. Let me go even further. His
Yeah.
dad wrote a
Mhm.
letter to my dad. Mind you,
No way. That is
2008.
really old fashioned. Yeah.
Yeah, this was
2008. Oh my god.
2008. He asked my dad, his dad asked my dad, wrote a letter to my dad asking if we could just date.
Wait, did you guys meet in Haiti?
No, we met here. That's crazy, right? But that's how my
Exactly.
parents dated, and that's how his parents dated too.
Wait, did he have to write the letter and say how many cows and goats and,
No,
and
no,
chicken
not
he
that.
has?
We didn't pay the bride price, although I probably do one. But but yeah, that's like. But it goes back to, like I was saying, a woman,
Mm,
a man of integrity, of man. I'm not saying all men do that. What I'm
right.
saying is, when you're a good man, you're a good man for you.
Yeah.
It's
Yep.
not about the other women. I'm a good woman for me, not because of
Mhm.
my husband. Whether he's
Mhm.
around or he's not around, I'm a good one for me, because one, God is always looking,
Yeah.
regardless.
Yep.
Two, I'm stuck with me.
Hmm.
Three, for me, I have my daughters. I have my kids watching me.
Yeah.
I need to be an example for them.
Right.
I have to be an example for them. So, we dated very old fashioned. He asked my parents if we could date, and
Hmm.
then we dated for 8 months. He proposed at the 8 month mark.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and then we got married right after that, and we've been rocking and rolling ever since. You
That's
know,
what's up. Yeah.
yeah, and but it was a lot of prayer. I mean,
Hmm.
our family prayed together. We prayed separately. It was a lot of praying, because
Hmm.
one thing I was not gonna do is get married, and no one in my family is divorced. So, Haitians.
Yeah. 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 You don't want to be the first one.
My goodness, they would have. Oh my gosh, they would have buried me alive. Like. Um,
Right.
and I took, even though back then I would say I was more lukewarm, but I
Hmm.
knew when it came to marriage, I knew I had to go to God. I knew
Yeah.
that much, at least.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to be married and be divorced and stuff like that. And my mom always taught me, like, "Pa que te caso gaspio, don't let men waste you."
Hmm.
So marrying young for me was okay. Like, it doesn't work for everybody, but I was 24 when I got married to him, and I was okay with that. I didn't
Gotcha.
get to date all the different men. Like, I'm not. This is my third boyfriend, and I was okay with that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
Yeah. That's
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
And for the women that are, who find themselves in the situation where they're thinking of leaving the good guy, and they're telling others, to leave the good guy. What's your word of advice for them?
Seek help, because the thing is, if you don't seek help,
Hmm.
or seek help is one thing, and I don't mean that to be rude. Like, I really mean seek help.
Yeah.
One, two, why would you leave, like you said earlier, that 9? You have 9 things, right? Why would you leave that 9 to go after that 1? I need to know what your thought process is. What's going on in your head? It's something more deep rooted. It is.
Yeah.
It's not just a normal thing. It's not. When I hear women say, oh, I want a good guy, I want this, I want that, and then they'll get that type of guy, and then it's like, but no, I don't want that kind of good guy. Like, what? Girl, like, do you know what you... Trust me, I've coached those type of women. I'm like, so what do you want?
Yeah.
You want a guy that's gonna choke you a little bit. You want, like, be honest with yourself. Even if you're gonna lie to everyone out there, JR.
Right. Yeah.
You in the mirror, be honest with the person that you see. Let's be straight up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because,
and I think, are you ready for for the guy that you're asking for? Because sometimes you're asking for a certain type of man or a good guy, but it's like they come with their own sets of requirements or demand as well,
most times they're not, because what I've noticed is a lot of women, they don't like accountability. This is what makes my job harder when I'm coaching a couple, because I coach individuals, but I also coach couples.
Okay.
And when I coach couples, it's crazy because most time the women will come to me for the coaching session, and most times men don't want to come.
Right.
But when they come and they see that it's a woman, they're like, "Oh Lord, it's gonna be on her side." But then when we actually coach them, I actually coach them, whatever, they realize, oh, she's not. Like, the women assume because they are the one that reached out to me, I'm gonna be on their side. I'm not that type of woman. Right. I want your relationship to thrive, and the only way to do that is to tell you the truth. Of course. And so when the men realize that, oh, she's not taking her side, oh man, these men be spilling the beans. They be spilling the beans. One thing I love, I would say I love about men, and I noticed that about a majority of the men that I've talked to and coached, you guys are very honest about what you like and don't like. You guys don't hide it.
Straightforward. Very
straightforward. The problem is us women are delusional. Let's call it for what it is.
I'm glad that's coming from another woman. It's not from me.
Let me tell you. Let me give you an example. And they're gonna hate me for this, but I'm gonna be honest. Because the guy will tell you he likes oranges, right? The woman will say, "Well, no, I think you actually like bananas," and we'll try to manipulate you into liking oranges. And because most men, like my husband, don't like to argue. He's like, you know what? Yeah, you're right. Let me go ahead and get the banana. And most men are like that. They don't like to go back and forth. It's rare that you see a man that do the back and forth thing. It's rare.
Right. Yeah.
And so you're like, you know what? To give peace, he'll take that banana. But he told you he likes oranges.
Yeah. Again, that goes back to my earlier point that they'll sacrifice their happiness for the sake of the family, right? I would say that. You want bananas? Fine, let's get bananas, right? So the guy's gonna be, he's gonna be disappointed or whatever, but he's like, all right, fine. If she's happy with that, that's what that's what we're gonna get. That's
why I'm not with the happy wife, happy life stuff. I'm not with that crap.
Yeah.
Happy spouse, happy house. Because if I'm the one that's happy, I don't want to be with a man that's not happy with me.
Right.
I'm not doing that. That's why we have the 6 check-ins, because he's brutally honest with me. Respectful, of course, but he's brutally honest. Like, tell me, babe, I want to know why this that doesn't make you happy. I don't want you. We want to get this life once. I don't want you to be in a relationship with me or be friends with me or whatever the case is, and you're not happy. And I treat my friendships the same way.
Coach Juju is right, and what she said exactly. So you know what? I just want to thank her for being on the show today and talking about it. And to you guys who are listening at home, I hope you could take those advices and apply them, and just so you could see some changes in your relationship. And you know what? At the end of the day, people get bored, but boredom is not really a reason why you should look to leave your relationship. If you're bored, I don't know, pick up a hobby, go find something to do. But divorcing your spouse or divorcing your mate is not the solution. It's not the remedy to boredom. So I hope you can take that and apply it. And don't forget, if you want to reach out to Coach Juju, feel free to hit her up on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok. So she's all over the internet, so you can find her. So again, we are so thankful she had decided to join us for this episode. So I appreciate it. Again, I just want to reiterate, if you find yourself in a situation where you're thinking about throwing in the towel, especially if the guy's a good guy and you've been seeing those videos that talks about it's okay to leave a good guy. Listen, when you leave the good guy, what are you going to find? What are you going to find? There are plenty of women out there who claim that they are looking for a good guy, but you already have your good guy, but you want to leave him and go find what? Go find what? Listen, man, just stay home and work it out. All right. Just stay home, pick up a hobby, find something to do, and just enjoy each other's company. Okay. All right. So again, like I said, I don't support divorce. I don't promote divorce, but I do know there are certain situations that call for it, and I understand in those instances. But if it can be worked out, by all means, please just work it out. And remember, guys, live every day as if it is your last day, because one day it will be. Thanks for watching 2.0. I'll see you next time.